Hey guys, Trail Mama here. I wanted to share with you today what I keep in my first aid kit, specifically for my day pack, but what I would have in my backpacking first aid kit would just be more supplies than what I carry in my day supply. And I just have this little bag, it's just a zip-up bag. It's not waterproof, so whenever I go out, if it's going to rain, I do often have my pack covered up so it shouldn't get wet. For a long time, I actually just used a Ziploc gallon bag, which works fine. So in my first aid kit, I have ibuprofen because I think that works well for me for aches and pains. And I also keep in here allergy medication. It's just over-the-counter allergy medication because if you would get some kind of poison ivy or poison oak or get stung by a lot of bees or anything like that, this could be essential for keeping you sane or, like itching like crazy and whatever. It could help stop that with the antihistamine. So do carry those. I also have this, it's called Body Glide. It is for anti-chafing and it works well. Sometimes you might have rubbing from your pack, or you might have areas on your body where things are just rubbing that you wouldn't normally have, especially if conditions are wet. And this helps prevent, well, it helps it from spreading if it started anyway. So I do like this. I also carry KT tape. KT tape is I'm not going to show you exactly how it does, but it's a sticky thing. You would remove the back there and it stretches, and you would put this over a place. For example, if you sprained your ankle, you could look online at like YouTube, or just probably even get a picture just online of how to apply this to help give you some more stability. And it really works well. I haven't used it for a long time, but I have used it before, and I was super impressed with how much stability it gives. And like, this can stay on for 3 or 4 or 5 days, so it's not even something you have to replace every day. So I do like that, and I like this actually better than like a wrap, one of those tan cloth wraps. So this is a good thing. I just added this into my my bag. It is called homeopathic drawing salve. If you would get something somewhere, I think the reason I actually bought it, I think I got bit by a spider a few weeks ago. Not 100%, but I had this bite that was like crazier than anything I ever had, and I actually used this, and it helped a lot. After I started using this, it helped. So that's why I added this. I probably will put some of this like inside a Ziploc bag or something, or find a little bit smaller container, because this, let me see if it weighs. It says 18 grams. I don't need that much at a time, so I can probably just put a little bit in something else and use that instead of this bigger container. I also carry nail clippers. Your feet are something that you really must take care of out of here, and sometimes you might form a hangnail, or you might realize that you forgot to clip your nails or something like that, and then that could make you really uncomfortable. So you want to try to do things that are going to make you more comfortable, and nail clippers definitely help with that. I also carry, like alcohol wipes for cleaning things if you've got scrapes or anything like that. Just recently added this. One of my friends recommended it. It's Imodium AD. I've never had real stomach issues out here, but if you do have stomach issues out here, that's, is not cool. It's already unpleasant if you have stomach issues, but being out in the middle of nowhere with no ability to clean yourself properly, especially if, you have a mess. Anyway, so my friend suggested carrying this because my friend carries it. So I will probably always have this in my pack now on, because it's important to prevent further issues. I also have just some regular Band-Aids, if something you get scraped or whatever. So some antibiotic ointment in a single serving package. I don't know that I'm going to continue the single serving package. I probably will just get a small tube when I run out of that and use that. Now I'll talk about blister care for a moment, because this is really one of the most essential parts of the first aid kit. Blisters happen for people for lots of reasons, and one of them is wet feet. Another one is if you're not used to being on your feet all day, and then you're out here and you're on your feet all day, especially if you're backpacking, you're carrying all that extra weight and things. So blisters are just a normal part of hiking and a normal part of backpacking. So blister care is important for people who are out here. So the way that I do things and the way that other people do things are probably entirely different. So I'm going to share with you what I generally do. This does not mean it is the correct way or the right way or the only way. I have talked to a few people, and they actually say that what I do, they would not do. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So, but anyway, I'm just going to share with you what I do, okay? And again, it is not the only way. And that doesn't mean that it is like the proper 100% way. It's just the way that I've found that has worked well for me, okay? So, first I'll show you moleskin. I actually bought this that's like pre-cut. And so this little, like the kidney shaped one would go like on your toe. And these circular ones here, it has, I don't know if you can see the where it's cut there. You would actually put this around your blister, this outside piece, and leave this smaller piece in here. And that's supposed to give you like some cushion, okay? I have tried this before, and I was not impressed with it. I'm not going to say that it totally doesn't work, and there are times when it would work, but it just didn't work well for me when I was using it. I found a lot of times your feet sweat, number one. Number two, a lot of times you're in wet conditions and your feet end up being wet just because of rain or whatever. It's just a normal occurrence, and this doesn't stay on well for me when feet get wet, and then you end up with a bunched up mess wherever you had a blister or wherever a blister was starting. So then that's going to contribute more to forming your blister. So it's not my favorite thing. What I would use this for on occasion would be if you had a hot spot. A hot spot is a red place on your foot where your shoe might be rubbing. It is not a blister. It's just red. It likely would form into a blister. This could help prevent that. It could help prevent the formation of a blister. So I would use it for that. I would use it for that. But again, it's not my favorite thing. Some people love it, but it's not my favorite. So what I generally do, though, for blister care, if you have a blister, I carry a needle, or a pen, and I have it stuck in a piece of tape here so it doesn't get lost anywhere. I will clean off my blister. I will clean off my needle with an alcohol wipe, and then I will puncture it and get all that stuff out. And that's going to be a difference between something that I do and something that other people do. Some other people would say that is not a correct way to do it, because if you open that, potentially you could allow some infection to start or whatever, like if it's not cleaned properly, or if it just, I guess, could open up your skin, and generally I guess you don't really want to do that out here. Okay, so I am going to tell you that, but I have not ever had an issue with how I do this, but I'm not going to say that you wouldn't. Okay, so this is just what I do. That doesn't mean it's the total thing. Anyway, as I was telling you, I would puncture the blister, and then I will add antibiotic ointment on top of that. And then I will put on one of these Band-Aids. So for example, if it were on my toe, these are called Hydroseal Band-Aids. This is a toe one. It does not have any kind of gauze in it. It is a little bit, it's like thicker than a normal Band-Aid, and it gives you a little bit of cushion, and it stays on really good. Like you could leave this on for 3 or 4 or 5 days without it coming off, which is one reason I really like it, even if it's wet, even if you're still hiking. I've very, very rarely ever had a problem with these coming off. So this is a toe one. So you would put, this larger section on whichever portion of your foot has the blister, and then wrap these sections around your toe. I like it. This particular one is more designed for your heel. You could put it other places, but that's what the box would say. This would be a heel one. And this one is more designed for the pad of your foot, which you can put, sometimes even if you're not having a blister, these work really well to give you a little bit more cushion to stop the pad of your feet from hurting. One of my really good friends often has a lot of trouble with that, so we fixed her up last time she was out, and it just helped her immensely to have this on her feet. So I highly recommend these HydroSeal Band-Aids. Like CVS has them, like a CVS brand. Walmart has a brand as well, Equate. So it doesn't necessarily need to be brand name, just the type of a waterproof Band-Aid. So that's it for blister care. I also carry my batteries in my first aid kit just so that I know where they are. My batteries for my headlamp. Always should have extra batteries if you're carrying a headlamp. If you think it's possible that you will be in the dark ever, you need extra batteries. And I do carry a knife in here that I don't use as a weapon. I just carry this in here in case I need to cut something or whatever. But anyway, so that's what I have in my first aid kit. So if I were, for my day pack first aid kit, if I were backpacking, I would just have some more supplies, some more Band-Aids than I have right now. Probably a bit more of the Imodium or whatever. So that's all. Pretty simple. That's what I carry. Doesn't make it, again, I just want to stress, that doesn't mean that's what you have to do. Everybody has different ways of doing things, and that's great. I just wanted to share with you what I do. So thank you so much for listening, guys. Happy trails. Much love from Trail Mama. Bye.